You apply for a job you're qualified for. Your resume is clean. Your experience makes sense, yet you never hear back. Then you try to rent an apartment, and the landlord politely says they've gone with someone else. Later, your credit card interest rate quietly increases, your insurance premium jumps, your loan application stalls without explanation, and none of this feels dramatic enough to make the news, but taken together, it leaves you with a disturbing feeling that something invisible is following you, judging you, deciding for you. Because in America today, there's a system most people never see, never vote on, and never fully understand, yet it increasingly decides who gets access to opportunity and who doesn't. And it's called AI risk scoring, a quiet layer of algorithms operating behind job portals, banks, insurance companies, landlords, schools, and even healthcare systems, built not to understand you as a human being, but to predict you as a statistical outcome. And this matters because America was built on the idea that effort leads to opportunity, that mistakes can be recovered from, that people are more than their past. But AI systems don't think in second chances, they think in probabilities, patterns, and correlations, pulling data from your credit history, employment gaps, zip code, education, online behavior, purchase habits, social connections, and sometimes data you never knowingly agreed to share, combining it all into a score that silently answers one question over and over again: is this person a risk? And that score increasingly decides whether your resume is even seen by a human, whether your rental application is auto-rejected, whether your insurance algorithm flags you as expensive, whether a bank system quietly raises the cost of borrowing money from you. And what makes this shift uniquely American is how deeply these systems are woven into everyday life without clear rules, transparency, or meaningful consent. Because companies don't have to tell you when an algorithm decides against you, they rarely have to explain why, and in many cases, they legally don't have to offer a way to appeal. So, a generation raised to optimize itself for platforms now finds itself being optimized by platforms instead, especially in jobs, where automated screening systems now reject millions of applicants before a recruiter ever looks at a resume, often based on patterns that reward certain career paths, uninterrupted employment, specific language, and even personality traits inferred from word choice, leaving people with non-traditional backgrounds, caregiving gaps, or economic disruptions quietly filtered out, not because they're incapable, but because they don't fit a historical data pattern that the system was trained on. And the same logic is spreading across housing, where landlords increasingly rely on tenant screening algorithms that score applicants using eviction data, neighborhood risk models, and financial proxies, meaning where you live now can shape where you're allowed to live next, reinforcing invisible boundaries between opportunity and exclusion. While in insurance, pricing is no longer just about accidents or health, but about behavior, with algorithms adjusting rates based on driving data, purchasing patterns, location-based risk, and predictive models that decide how likely you are to cost money in the future, turning everyday life into a constant background evaluation. And in finance, AI-driven lending models already determine credit limits, interest rates, and approvals with minimal human oversight, often penalizing people for things they can't control, like regional economic downturns or medical expenses. And what's especially unsettling is that these systems don't need to be malicious to be harmful. They simply optimize for profit and efficiency. Yet when deployed at scale, they quietly reshape society, creating a feedback loop where those flagged as risky receive fewer opportunities, and fewer opportunities make them appear even riskier in the data, slowly hardening social mobility into algorithmic destiny. And Americans feel this pressure without being able to name it, feeling stuck, exhausted, anxious, sensing that effort no longer guarantees progress, that the rules changed without announcement, because while technology promised personalization and freedom, it has also introduced a world where constant evaluation never turns off, where your digital shadow follows you longer than your mistakes ever used to. And unlike human judgment, algorithms don't forget, don't empathize, and don't reconsider unless they're forced to. And looking forward, this raises a profound question about the future of American life, because as AI risk scoring expands into education admissions, workplace monitoring, healthcare prioritization, and public services, the line between convenience and control grows thinner. And without transparency, oversight, and public understanding, society risks drifting into a system where access to stability is determined less by character or effort, and more by how well your data conforms to an invisible model built by someone you'll never meet. And this isn't a warning about distant science fiction. It's a description of systems already operating today, shaping outcomes one silent decision at a time. And the real danger isn't that AI will suddenly take over. It's that Americans may slowly accept a future where life-altering decisions are made without explanation, without accountability, and without consent, until one day the idea of being judged by a human feels like a luxury. And the question left hanging for every viewer is simple but unsettling. If an invisible score is already shaping your future, how much of your life is still truly yours to decide?